Lots of you have been taking advantage of Ancestry and Find My Past and other resources that are online so you can continue your family history research. And we've had a couple of questions come in, and so we thought we'd share them on social media so other people can hear the answers too, because it may relate to your family history too. The first one is about inquest records. Do we have those for Worcestershire in the archives? And the answer is yes, back to the early 1930s, we have coroner records. However, for the last 75 years, they are considered closed records because they have personal details. So you'd need to contact the coroner to get permission in the first instance to look at those. If it falls within that period or earlier and earlier than we have for, it's always worth looking in newspapers because those would usually report on inquests. They are newsworthy events usually, and in the past they would normally be within a week or so of the event, and so there isn't as much to look through to find those reports. So that it's always worth looking at newspapers for inquests. The second question was about Methodist records. Somebody was aware that we had the Church of England records, but what about Methodists? And we have quite a few Methodist records. The non-conformist records are a bit different from Church of England in that there isn't the same legal obligation for churches to deposit with us. They can, in some ways, do what they want with them. Many of them do choose to deposit with us. A few have ended up at the National Archives. Some of those are on Ancestry. Other ones at University of Manchester, John Rylands University, in the Methodist Archives. But lots are with us in the Hive, so it's worth checking. A couple of things to bear in mind as well. Before 1837, you could only get married in an Anglican church unless you were a Quaker or a Jew, so people would still get married there. And some people would still get buried at Anglican churches because they had churchyards, and some Methodist ones didn't always have those. So it's always worth bearing in mind as well that there were lots and lots of nonconformists. Many indexes and records that are online tend to overlook for whatever reason, but there are many people who were Methodists, Baptists, Congregationalists and other things as well. So it's always worth checking wider too. And so when we are back open, come along, have a look through the list and see whether we cover the area that you're looking for.